What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. I'm actually here picking up my food from the original Pancake House. If you know anything about Michigan, you know anything about Detroit, 3 locations. They're not paying me to say this, but we've always rocked with the original Pancake House. And I know they got other locations. I know specifically in Dallas. When we was in Dallas, we DoorDash from the original Pancake House, and it tastes just like it is here. My father had did some research before we had built our own restaurant before his untimely death. But my father had did some research about franchising, and they have a franchise monopoly going on here in Michigan for these specific 3 locations. And they kind of highlight the importance of not allowing other people to be able to open up additional locations too close to these, so that it doesn't take away or eat away from the profit that these places are going in. But one thing I learned during the pandemic is that you got to be able to pivot pretty quickly. And while I wait on my stuff, I guess I'll just kick it with y'all for a quick minute and just give y'all a little bit of insight from a business perspective of how you're supposed to look at things, whether or not it's in the restaurant industry or just in business in general. A lot of people don't realize that opening up a business is not necessarily becoming more profitable. If you want to become rich, a lot of times you have to figure out how to solve for a problem. Let me explain that to you one more time. If you want to be rich, you have to, in business specifically, you got to figure out how to solve for a problem. It's not just about opening up a business. It's not just having a Me Too perspective. I see this whole Me Too movement when it comes to a lot of different things that's being sold. I've seen it with the bundles and the hair, and then people create bounce houses and all that other type of stuff. All you're doing is create another job for yourself. When you're talking about getting rich, you're talking about solving a problem for people. Now, that can be small, it can be large, it can be a lot of different things, but the one thing that you also have to take into consideration is, why would people pay you? Why would people pay you for whatever it is service that you have going on? And I'm going to tell you why. They pay you for convenience, customer service, and because they like you. They patronize and pay for your services because of convenience. Y'all not hearing me. You think that opening up a business is going to get you rich. I can't stand when I hear people on a regular basis, y'all gotta excuse the wind because it's a little windy. I can't stand when I hear people on a regular basis say, well, I'm gonna open up my own business so I don't have to work for the man. You're gonna work for somebody. You're gonna work for the customers. You're gonna work for me if I decide that I wanna come in and patronize your business. You're gonna work for a lot of people. They patronize your business because you're solving for a problem, convenience, customer service, and because they like you, okay? Those are the 3 reasons and the 3 things that you need to focus on the most from a business perspective. Now we know the business plan, the technical details. If you want to actually open up a brick and mortar, which I wouldn't necessarily say that you should do unless you're opening up certain type of businesses, stay out of the restaurant industry. Let me just say that. Stay out of the restaurant industry because for most of you, it's not going to work out. The margins is too thin. You don't know how to generate enough revenue. It's hard to find the workers. Stay out of the restaurant industry. And I'm not telling you that you can't open up your own restaurant, but I wouldn't look at that as the basis for how you're going to try to get rich, right? A lot of people open up restaurants because they're passionate about food. They start off with dinners. And as a matter of fact, make sure y'all tap into the Patreon, because inside of the Patreon, I actually dropped a video that highlight how you can proof out any business concept, including a restaurant. If you still want to get into the restaurant business and you say, Anton, I don't really care about what you say, I'm definitely going to go into the restaurant business, make sure you tap into the Patreon, pay a little $15, right? Seat at the table, full, sold out. Early adopters, full, sold out. Make sure you pay a little $15 so you can actually save yourself millions, maybe even hundreds of thousands, by making sure that you're doing things the right way, and you can proof out any business concept, including a restaurant, for less than $2,000. It is a fact. I do it every single day, and you need to go ahead and look at that video so that you can make the right decisions and you don't cost yourself a lot of money as a result. But anyways, the point that I was making is that if you're going to go into a specific business, you do need to be passionate about it if you decide that you're going into the restaurant business. However, everything else, you have to be very, very careful, and you have to proof out the concept. You have to create demand for it, and you also have to solve for a problem, make it convenient for people to be able to patronize you, and then be likable. Customer service, people like being treated well. They will overpay for the opportunity to patronize you. If you treat them well, you treat them good, and you do not make them uncomfortable about what it is that you're doing as far as the services that you provide. Another thing, stop saying that you're a black-owned business. That's not good. It's not cool. Think about it. Why would you alienate a bunch of different customers? Because if the goal is to get rich, if the goal is to make a lot of money, hey, how you doing? If the goal is to get rich and the goal is to make a lot of money, then why would you alienate a ton of different customers that can actually help you and patronize your business? That's stupid, right? Yeah, I know you want to celebrate black culture and you're doing it for black people and things like that. But then at the same time, you also want to say, yo, I want to sell to everybody, and then you can do whatever you want with your money. If you want to only spend it at, black businesses, if you only want to hire black people, good luck with that. But I think you should stop trying to alienate yourself and start looking at the marketing opportunities that come along with selling to everybody. When I opened up the restaurant, people knew that I was black, but the majority of the people that patronized me, I would say over 50%, was white. They would drive from far and wide because they did not know how to get certain foods. And even when I was marketing, I wouldn't market to just black people. I was marketing, and I would do my Facebook ads and my campaigns and my Instagram ads and things like that. I would market it to people in the radius, not to a specific demographic. So I just thought I'd give you a couple gems, and hopefully you take it and you utilize it, and it actually benefits you when you come along or come away with this thing being a little bit more successful than you would have. Or maybe you said, Anton, after watching your video on the Patreon, tap into it. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Or after getting a coaching call with you, make sure that you holler at me, AntonDaniels413@gmail.com. I decided that I don't want to get into it at all. Saved you a bunch of money, saved you a headache, prevented you from finding yourself or finding out the hard way, because I already did it. I've already built it. I've been successful at it, and I failed at it, more importantly. And it allowed for you to actually get the results that you want. Again, make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Send me the questions. I'm going to check the chat. And I'm going to check y'all comments to see what it is that you guys are talking about. And then I'll answer as many questions as I possibly can, because I'm a man of the people. I absolutely love you guys. I am doing a Patreon meetup in December, New Year's Eve. We're going to be in Miami. We getting it popping. We got the Patreon exclusive retreat coming up. I got the content creation space, so we shooting content there. We starting that next week. I got an interview that's dropping exclusively on Patreon with Lamar Odom. So that is going exclusively on Patreon. It will not be available in its entirety to the general public. So make sure you tap in. Make sure you align yourself with a group of people that's going in the direction that you're going in. And make sure you make informed decisions as far as the type of business that you are looking to open. It's a little windy out here. Let me continue this conversation and end this video inside, because I believe that they got my order ready. And stop being so timid. Have some courage. Speak to people. Look like I'm not ready yet. We're not gonna worry too much about it. Anton Daniels. I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Peace.